everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube and Twitch channels. I hope you are all having a wonderful Friday evening and are ready to watch a whole bunch of videos. Hello, Spittlebuggies. Dropping in to say hello. Thanks for popping in. I hope your family stuff goes well. And I hope you enjoy the replay of the stream. So earlier today we did a Mortal Kombat stream, so we're doing a Just Chatting stream now, and if we get through all the videos I have, which I do have a lot, if we get through all the videos and I still have energy and the stream is under 2 hours, then we will switch to Mortal Kombat, but we'll see. We will see. So I've got, like I said, I've got a bunch of things lined up for us. Some of it is continuing lore from earlier and previous things that we've covered. Some of it is brand new. So, it's going to be a good stream. We're going to close that notification. There we go. So yeah, I hope as I said that everyone's doing well. Let's pop over to Twitch. Oh, there's another 40 fam person. Hello, 40 fam. I will follow you back after my stream, Sean. Thank you for the follow. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. This is a Just Chatting show today, or this evening, I should say. So, without further ado, we're going to pop over to the live. Oh no, we're not. I actually have a couple of things I wanted to talk about. There were some really interesting things that I was learning about today while I was doing my laundry folding. I actually learned that there's a gene present in a lot of European descendants called Delta 32 that if it has, I think it was 2 copies of the same gene in a person, that it provides an immunity to the bubonic plague. And they've also discovered that people with this same gene mutation of the double copy of Delta 32 seems to be resistant to AIDS and HIV, which I think is really, really fascinating. And I'm wondering if there's something that can be done in the medical field to figure out how to use that as like a vaccine of some kind. Because I was listening to this BBC like history timeline thing, and they discovered that it was like over 50% of village in 1660s Britain survived the plague, and they compared the DNA of the descendants of that village to other European and global populations, and they discovered this genetic mutation in European descendants, which is really interesting. So I thought that was cool. I just like to share those little interesting little tidbits with people. So now we will switch over to our live screen. And we will pop over. And we're going to start with question period. And today we have Melissa Lantsman taking the floor for us, and she is a member of parliament from the Conservative Party, and she is actually practicing Jewish, not of Jewish descent, like this House Speaker, Member of Parliament, Government House Leader, whatever her title is. And Melissa Lantsman also has the distinction of being called by Trudeau in the House of Parliament a Nazi. So she is starting things off with question period this afternoon.
So oral questions, questions orales. The honourable member for Thornhill.
Yay!
Prime Minister says that it's not his job to control the inflationary spending or the out-of-control cost of living or the sky-high interest rates that he has caused. He says it's not his job to bring down the price of gas, groceries, or home heating. Instead, he's raising the carbon tax. And he says it's not his job to take personal responsibility for our diplomatic relations or to vet the people who come in contact with a wartime leader. He says housing is not his job either. Well, the housing crisis is getting worse. If it's not his job to do anything, any of these things, what is his job?
That's the best question ever. What is his job? What exactly is Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's job? If none of the things she just listed, which strangely enough seem to be the job of all of the previous prime ministers, are not Trudeau's job, what is he there for? Why?
The honourable parliamentary secretary.
The parliamentary secretary is there to ask. Oh, that's right. Because Justin was in Scarborough for lunch. That's why he's not there. He's in Scarborough for lunch.
I find it rather rich, Madam Speaker, with all due respect to the member, when that party's leader of the opposition, a responsibility to put forward constructive policy, when he was in opposition, in government, as minister responsible for housing, put forward a plan, $300 million, less than 100 homes built. His plan on housing today is full of holes. He taxed builders, for example. Nothing will get built under his watch, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
None of that was a sentence. He was just stringing random things together. $300 million spent and less than 100 homes built. Where's your statistics on that? I didn't hear any paper. I didn't hear any note checking. I just heard, words. Blake Star! Hello! Wow, a physical example of natural selection. Yes! Yes, exactly.
The honourable member for Thornhill.
Madam Speaker, they spent almost $90 billion to double the price of a home, to double the price of rent, to double the price of a mortgage. In Toronto, it now takes 80% of what Canadians take home to keep a roof over their head. More liberal spending equals higher inflation, which leads to higher interest rates, which leads to higher mortgages. So how many...
I really wish we would stop talking about Toronto. I understand that the housing crisis is bad in Toronto, but it's bad everywhere. Toronto is not the only place in the country. Yeah, I know you're for Thornhill. I know you have to talk about Toronto, but fuck Toronto.
How many Canadians have to be in jeopardy of losing their homes before the Liberals stop spending, stop raising taxes, and actually start building homes?
All of them. All of the Canadians need to be in danger of losing their houses. Every single frickin' one of us.
The honourable parliamentary secretary.
Madam Speaker, Canadians are having a difficult time. That's why during the pandemic
A difficult time was 5-6 years ago. Okay? It's not a difficult time anymore. It's getting... I'm sitting here freaking out. I hate to... And every time I go to talk about this, I tell myself not to, because I don't want to sound like fucking Darkside Phil. But I'm sitting here freaking out because I have no fucking job skills, right? So at my age, if I have that against me plus the blind thing against me, so I'm trying to do the videos, do the streaming and everything, and trying to help make a little bit of extra money on this, because gas is fucking ridiculously expensive, groceries are ridiculously expensive, but then everybody's having that problem, right? It's how do you like how are we all supposed to fucking eat and live and all of this stuff? And then the government's like, yeah, we know people are having a difficult time. Fuck you, a difficult time.
Emergency programs that sustain the economy, individuals and families, when that party didn't want to do any of those things. Today we see a government that's put forward a plan to get more homes built. How? In partnership with provinces, with municipalities. That's how we're going to get
3,000 homes built in 3 cities in 1 province. That's all I've heard about. That's all I've heard about. 3,000 homes across 3 cities in Ontario.
things done, not by measures on the other side that instill nothing but fear in the wider Canadian economy and the wider Canadian society. That's not responsible leadership, Madam Speaker.
Honourable member for Thornhill.
Home building is actually down just because they have a fancy program or a new acronym every month. It doesn't mean that any of this is working. Right. The government had a plan in 2015 to build housing on surplus land. Do you know how many homes they've built since 2015?
0. That's my guess.
13.
Oh, wow, that's more than what I thought. 13.
Do you know how many homes they've built since 2015? 13. That's less than 2 a year. Liberal
13 homes in 8 years. That's pretty that's below pathetic. That is, I don't even have a word to describe that.
Liberal MPs have flipped more houses than that since 2015. It's been 8. Liberal MPs have flipped more houses than that since 2015.
God damn. Shots fired at the flipping of the house flipping mark. I wonder how many MPs actually do that. That would be interesting.
It's been 8 years. We need shovels in the ground and not pies in the sky. So will they finally support a common sense conservative plan to actually build homes Canadians can afford?
Hear, hear. The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Talking about common sense, it's a shame she wasn't at yesterday's Finance Committee, Madam Speaker, where witnesses from the Ministry of Finance confirmed that if their idea for housing was to be put in place, less homes would be built compared to our particular plan. It's
less than 3,000 or less than 13? You're not starting from a very good spot here. I hate to tell you this.
It's a plan that takes taxes off. The GST comes off, for example. That incents greater building, Madam Speaker. Combine that with the approach they've taken to municipalities, to provinces, when it comes to ending things like exclusionary zoning. We want to work with those municipalities. We're doing that through the Housing Accelerator Fund. That will continue. The result will be 200,000 to 300,000 homes built as a result.
200,000 to 300,000 homes built. Where? I've only heard of, like I said, a total of 3,000. So where are these extra 100 and something thousand homes coming from? I'm curious to know.
The Deputy de Louis Saint-Laurent.
So that's, I wanted you guys to see that we have other strong members of Parliament in the Conservative caucus, I should say, and she's one of them. Melissa Lantsman is one of them. She's pretty strong, pretty vocal, and she's a very good speaker. And I hope that if and when we have an election, that she does end up becoming a cabinet minister, because she's pretty awesome. I like her, the way that she speaks. So, as I said, we have some ongoing lore to deal with here. Apparently, Billy Mitchell has told an even worse lie than he already has been telling before.
Hello, you absolute legends. By this point,
Carl.
we all know that Billy Mitchell cheated at Donkey Kong. But if there is one thing the current ongoing lawsuits have shown us, it's that Billy is so much more than just a cheater. Billy is not just willing to lie about video game high scores, he is willing to lie about everything to everyone, even the judicial system.
Oh God. Oh God. What did he get caught lying about now? And is he gonna get hit? Can you get hit for perjury in a civil case? I'm not sure. I don't know.
In previous videos, I've spoken about the crazy things Billy has done in his lawsuit against Twin Galaxies. He has fabricated evidence, committed perjury during his deposition, and submitted false statements on behalf of witnesses. In fact, Billy has lied so much and so many times that it's going to take years for me to cover them all. Billy's actions are bordering on criminal, and
I really wish that we could have access to Carl's lawsuit with him. That would be fun.
now Twin Galaxies is going on the attack. In a recent motion, the lawyer for Twin Galaxies is seeking termination of Billy's lawsuit and $81,000 in sanctions due to Billy's conduct.
Oh shit. So they're basically wanting, because I think they're countersuing him, aren't they? Or no, they're suing, or sorry, I'm not sure if they're countersuing him, but it would be funny if because he was originally suing them, I think, right? Because they said that he didn't win and that he cheated. So I think it would be hilarious if they're not countersuing. They have this motion to terminate his suit, and also they get this money.
Twin Galaxies have levied some extremely serious allegations against Billy. Things are getting so bad that I genuinely believe Billy may end up in prison at some point in the future.
Now, that's very, very important. Let's hear that again.
Galaxies have levied some extremely serious allegations against Billy. Things are getting so bad that I genuinely believe Billy may end up in prison at some point in the future.
So he is pulling so much judicial shenanigans and lying so much that he may very well go to prison. This is crazy.
Whether it's because of his
All over Donkey Kong, you guys.
Genuinely believe Billy may end up in prison at some point in the future, whether it's because of his current actions or something he hasn't done quite yet.
Yeah.
It seems like his willingness to defraud the legal system is increasing with each passing day. In today's video, we will cover the recent accusations that Twin Galaxies have made against Billy, and
Oh, this is gonna be good. If there's been video evidence of him lying in his deposition, so this is gonna be
if these
good.
allegations are true, Billy may literally end up behind bars. On the flip side, Billy is very upset that Twin Galaxies have been helping me in my lawsuit against Billy.
I bet he is. I bet he's very upset. I wonder if he's gonna try to countersue for that. If he's like, I'm suing you for helping Carl Jones.
Obviously, both lawsuits are heavily related, and because of this, I've been able to attain certain documents through my legal team. This is
Nice.
pretty obvious because I've made multiple videos about them. And oh boy, is Billy pissed. And
because how dare you tell the truth, Carl? That's why he's pissed. How dare you tell the truth about what's going on in these lawsuits?
he has
you
filed a
bastard.
motion trying to make everything confidential. Billy hates the truth coming out. The truth is his worst enemy, and he is trying to stop it from coming out. I really hope you enjoy. Now legends, in this video I've partnered with Displate, who offer stylish metal posters that look amazing. I think if you're passionate about something, if you love something, posters are a great way to celebrate.
Now, I am going to skip through the sponsor.
Twin Galaxies, but of the century plaque that Billy claims was egregious acts of function from Twin Galaxies is
Here we
pretty
go.
lengthy. Is my link in the description or my
Alright.
discount code Carl, you will get a special discount of up to 40% off. If you don't have a Displate yet, make sure to click the link in the description and grab one today. This recent motion from Twin Galaxies is pretty lengthy and comes with several demands, but the two we will focus on today is the demand to terminate Billy's lawsuit and the demand for monetary sanctions.
Yeah, that's gonna be big, because if they can get this terminated, then they could probably move, or a judge could move to have him guilty of perjury.
Terminating the lawsuit would obviously mean that Billy's claim would be thrown out, and
Yep.
Twin Galaxies would win. As part of this demand, Twin Galaxies cites 3 egregious acts of misconduct by Billy.
Now, I wonder if Billy's lawsuit against Twin Galaxies gets thrown out, can Carl use that as like evidence or fuel in his lawsuit?
The first is the creation of the fake plaques that I've covered in a previous video.
Yeah.
This is the Player of the
I remember
Century
that.
plaque that Billy claims was given to him by Namco. On the 26th of June, Billy sent a low-resolution image of some plaques on a table to Twin Galaxies.
I remember that video. We covered that here on the channel. That was very, very funny.
But it
It was very obvious that he faked the plaques.
was obvious these weren't the same plaques we've seen before. Now, it's one thing to just say the plaques aren't the same, but it's a different thing entirely to prove that in a court of law. In
Yes.
order to prove their claim, Twin Galaxies hired a forensic expert employed by the National Center for Audio and Video Forensics.
Okay, so very, very non-impeachable witness. Somebody who knows exactly what they're talking about.
This expert has worked on literally thousands of cases, both criminal and civil. And in their expert opinion, the original plaque and the purported modified plaque are not the same object. The expert has an entire report about it, but the important takeaway is that the expert confirms and proves what we already know.
Ruh-roh. Oh, Billy. Oh, Billy. Why is it that every time I watch a video about Billy Mitchell, I hear the weird voice from Black Christmas? Billy, what did you do, Billy?
Next, Twin Galaxies goes into detail about how Billy staged the discovery of the plaques and misdirected Twin Galaxies concerning the whereabouts of the plaques.
Yeah, I moved and I lost them, and oh wait, here they are again.
Obviously, because the plaques weren't real, Billy had to create a fake story about how the plaques were found. And to make things easier for me, moving forward I will simply be referring to the lawyer of Twin Galaxies as Tash, which is just a short version of his surname. On the 6th of July, Billy's lawyer, Christina Ross, sent Tash an email saying that the plaques were at the Bridgeview Center in Iowa. And
Oh look, we found them. They're somewhere in Iowa for some reason.
that Mr. Grunwald located them and took the photograph. This email is really, really strange. As I talked about in my video about the plaques, Twin Galaxies knew as soon as they received the photo that Triforce Johnson had them.
Well, but that's it. Like, they knew. That's great. Twin Galaxies knew where they were. Billy didn't know that they knew. And Billy's like, shit, I gotta make these plaques quickly.
Because in the picture, you could see a YouTube video where he had left a comment. But after Billy told Tash the plaques were at the Bridgeview Center and were found by Mr. Grunwald, this launched a wild goose chase. Twin Galaxies had to contact multiple people at the center and ask them to find the plaques. They even deposed Mr. Grunwald, who Billy's lawyer claimed found them.
And I bet Mr. Grunwald's like, who's Billy and what are you talking about?
But in his deposition, Mr. Grunwald confirmed what we already knew, that Triforce had found the plaques. And also, Mr. Grunwald said Triforce had gotten on a plane with the plaques back in June, over a week before Billy's lawyer said that they were now at the Bridgeview Center. And here is the kicker. As part of deposing Mr. Grunwald, he
Hello,
provided
Austin.
messages between himself and Triforce.
Whoops. Let's hear that again.
Billy's lawyer said that they were now at the Bridgeview Center. And here is the kicker. As part of deposing Mr. Grunwald, he provided messages between himself and Triforce. And on June 24, Triforce sent this message saying, "Billy wants me to send you something." And he attached the photo of the plaques.
Billy wants me to... Billy, you've been a bad boy, Billy. See? I can't stop with the Black Christmas shit. This is crazy. What Why does he think these can get away with this
So
shit?
obviously, Billy knew that Triforce had the plaques, because he literally told Triforce to send a photo of them to Mr. Grunwald. But then, 2 weeks later, Billy and his lawyer lied and said that Mr. Grunwald found the plaques and they were somewhere else.
Even though there's literally text with a picture. And oh my god. This is pathetic. All over fucking Donkey Kong, you guys.
This caused Twin Galaxies
this
to
in
spend
mind.
tens of thousands of dollars hunting for plaques that didn't exist. And then as soon as Mr. Grunwald was deposed and said that Triforce had them, which Twin Galaxies already knew from day one, Billy's lawyer immediately confessed that Triforce had them and boarded a plane to Florida with them back in June.
Cause you what lawyer agrees to go along with this shenanigans? Like what lawyer is like, yeah, this is a great idea. This will totally work.
Florida being where Billy Mitchell lives. So not only did Billy create fake plaques, but he lied and caused tens of thousands of dollars in damages to Twin Galaxies by telling them a fake story. But here comes what is arguably the worst offense that has been laid upon Billy so far: the lies he told during his deposition. We've covered a few of these.
That's the big one, because even if it's a civil trial, you're still in a court of law, and you don't want to be lying.
These lies already in previous videos, such as Billy saying the GameStop manager installed recording equipment when that same person said they didn't do it and that recording equipment wasn't set up at all. However, these pale in comparison to this doozy. In 2014, Jace Hall, through his company HD Films, bought Twin Galaxies from Walter Day.
I have no idea who those two people are, but all right then.
During his
carry on.
deposition, Billy was asked if he received any money from the sale of Twin Galaxies, and Billy said no.
Oh.
Did you receive any portion of the funds that HD Films paid for Twin Galaxies?
Actually, no.
Not at all?
Not at all.
I have a feeling that he absolutely did get a fair amount of money.
This question is really important because Billy is being sued for fraud. Part of the basis of the fraud claim is that Billy lied about his world records to build the brand of Twin Galaxies.
So this is if he's being sued for fraud, which means if he's lying and saying that his win, which is fraudulent, built the Twin Galaxies brand, it's pretty much impossible for people to not think he didn't get money.
Including through documentaries like The King of Kong. Then, when Twin Galaxies was sold, he made money. So I guess
Very
Billy is
much
claiming
so.
he didn't receive any money so that he can't be accused of profiting from any alleged deception.
Which would be very much that's huge. That is definitely fraud. If he lied, built up a brand based on that lie and then profited off of it, that is absolutely fraud.
Let's hear this one more time.
Did you receive any portion of the funds that HD Films paid for Twin Galaxies?
Actually, no.
Not at all?
Not at all.
And the way he makes it sound, he's like, actually, no, not at all. Those bastards. Like, the way he's making it sound is like he's surprised. Like, oh, come to think about it, I didn't get any money. That's very strange. Like, the way that he's trying to make that sound.
But during Walter Day's deposition, we heard a different story. Walter said he paid Billy $33,000 from the sale of Twin Galaxies. And not only that, Walter confessed that Billy told him to keep it a secret after they were both sued for fraud. Of all of the lies
dear.
Billy has told, this is by far the worst, at least in a legal sense.
Yeah, that's gonna land him in some definite trouble.
This is the kind of lie and attempted cover-up that may legitimately land Billy in prison. Billy is being sued for fraud, and he is lying under oath about receiving money, and at the same time telling the other defendant to lie about it as well.
Yeah, this is fraud and conspiracy to commit fraud. This This is not good.
This is truly insane. Billy also got caught in many other, very weird lies. He lied about not being a director of the International Video Game Hall of Fame, when everyone else said he was, and he's even listed on the website as a director.
Why would you say you were not the director of the Video Game Hall of Fame? Like, that's just weird. Like, why would you not want to be known as the director for the Video Game Hall of Fame? What's wrong with that? Is that embarrassing? Like, I'm confused.
Are you associated with the International Video Game Hall of Fame at all?
I support them however I can.
And you're a director.
Support
aren't you?
them however
You're
you
wrong.
can,
I am not a
really.
director.
Have you ever been a director?
No.
Again, it's just hard to emphasize enough that Billy lies about literally everything.
Like, he's just no. Like, the way he says it, it's like, it's very weird the way he talks and the way that his tones change. It's very odd.
Even things that make no sense or can be disproven instantly. Another weird lie is that Billy said he has never played Donkey Kong for anyone to help them run tests. During his
Oh.
deposition, he was asked about this, and he said no.
In fact, you helped Carlos in his testing, didn't you?
No.
Not at all? Never once.
I love how the lawyer's asking him, like, not at all? Really? Like, because the lawyer knows, right? It's obvious the lawyer knows. And Billy he's just, nope, everything's...
Never once.
He was then shown a video of him playing Donkey Kong so that Carlos Pinheiro could run some tests.
That's funny. They're like, okay, well, here's some video of you doing the exact thing you just said you never did.
Running some video tests. Okay.
I mean, in this video, Carlos literally says he is doing
Running
testing
some
and
video tests. Okay.
shows Billy playing for him. And Billy's response to this is just crazy.
Did you hear Mr.
Pardon? It does? I've never, I don't... Huh.
Pinheiro saying he's conducting a video test?
Yeah, he did.
All right. Did you understand that he was conducting a video test when this incident occurred?
When this video was taken, you mean?
Yeah, when this video was
Yeah.
taken. You did.
Yeah, I did understand that. I just said that I've never done a video test before, ever, because, potato.
Mm-hmm.
And you were helping him in his testing, right?
No, I'm playing the game. Okay? If that helps him in his testing, then I'm happy to help him.
What the fuck did you put? Dude! Oh my god! Oh my god, I need to fucking remember this right now whenever I try to fucking split hairs. Jesus Christ.
You previously denied that you did any help for Mr. Pinheiro in his testing. Do you recall that testimony?
Yes, I do.
Has it changed after watching this?
No.
No, because even though he said, I'm doing video testing, and I was there while he was doing the video testing, playing the thing that was being tested, I'm not helping him. The lawyer's just like, I got nothing.
Billy cannot admit anything. It's a total clown show. Now, at the same time that Twin Galaxies is throwing these allegations at Billy, Billy is trying to make everything confidential so that no one in the public can find out what's happening. In their motion,
does that
Billy's
even
lawyers
work?
attacked Tash for providing me with documents to help in my own lawsuit.
That's not something that he can attack Tash for, because if they're related, and they are, he's privy
They
to
stated, defendant's counsel admitted to providing plaintiff's deposition transcript to Carl Jobs' attorney. Defendant and defendant's counsel did so with full knowledge that Carl Jobs and others would reproduce and post the depositions online to target plaintiff and embarrass and harass any other third-party witnesses.
No, that's not why the depositions are posted online, and also aren't depositions public record anyway?
I mean, obviously, the videos I make are very embarrassing for Billy, but I don't post them to embarrass Billy. I make these videos to let everyone know the truth. And
Yeah.
of course, to make money. It's my job.
Right, like this is what he does. This is Carl's job, and Billy is suing him and Twin Galaxies for basically the same thing, and Carl's documenting it.
What's ironic is that Billy is the one that said everyone should have access to all of the information.
Yep.
Everything will be transparent. Everything will be available. I wish I had it in my hands right now. I wish I could hand it to you. But it's taken a considerable amount of time. Witnesses, documents, everything will be made available to you. Nothing will be withheld. You absolutely have my commitment to that. We've been at this
Your commitment means pretty much nothing.
since 1982, and it's not going to stop now.
Again, Billy knows what is the correct position to have because he says it openly. He says witnesses won't be suppressed, and he says everyone will have access to everything, which is what should happen. But when push comes to shove, his actions are the complete opposite. As part of their motion to try and make everything confidential, Billy's lawyers posted screenshots of uploads, and they are hilarious.
I bet they are, because they're probably all fake.
Apparently, Blastmaster uploaded Billy's deposition to BitChute. It's just so funny to me that they thought it was a good idea to post a screenshot of my video with the title, Con Man Billy Mitchell Caught Faking Evidence.
Ah!
You would think this would be the last thing they would want a judge to see.
Yeah, they no, that's not, no. You might want to cut that out.
Do they really think this makes Billy look like a victim? Billy hates the fact
think
that
they
people
do.
are learning the truth. It's obviously the last thing that a con artist wants, and he will do everything he can to make sure that you know as little as possible.
I honestly do think that he thinks that as long as he tries to get all this shut down, that everyone will just believe him.
However, I can assure you that nothing that I post online is confidential, and there is nothing Billy can do about it. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.
Well, thank you for that update, Carl. It was absolutely hilarious. I enjoyed it immensely. Would we like to find out why Logan Paul is on steroids? Because Philion's got the lowdown on why Logan Paul is definitely taking steroids.
Fee fi fo fum, natty or not, here I come.
Yeah.
I'm not on steroids. I don't know how many times I need to clarify this.
Couple years ago, we talked about
Why is he talking so fast? Listen.
Fee fi fo fum, natty or not, here I come.
I'm not on steroids. I don't know how many times I need to clarify this.
Are you okay? You're not on steroids. Are you on Adderall? I'm not on steroids. I don't know how many times I have to clarify this. Stop drinking your own energy drinks, dude. It's not good for you.
Years ago, we talked about Logan Paul and his alleged steroid use. To me, it's always seemed rather obvious why people like Logan Paul would look to performance-enhancing drugs to further their career. After all, he is a hyper-competitive millionaire who has access to almost every resource under the sun, and
Hyper is definitely a word I would use. I don't know about competitive.
Hyper-competitive millionaire who has access to almost every resource under the sun and seeks to gain a profit off of his physique.
Physique, fake digital currency animals.
Is in fact signed to the WWE and is a walking billboard for his snake oil product, Prime. A couple years ago, we broke down his rapid physique changes and his training and came to the conclusion that it really doesn't add up that Logan Paul would be natural. But what has changed over the last few years? Well, there's been some rather interesting developments, especially during this entire Dylan Dennis vs. Logan Paul saga.
Oh God, with the whole Logan Paul's fiance is a whore, blah blah blah, all this stuff. Oh my God, are we gonna find out on the tangential side of all this crap that Logan is actually a juicer?
For those of you who are not aware, Logan Paul is set to box grappler and jiu-jitsu world champion Dylan Dennis in October. Now, the entire internet has turned on Logan Paul, especially on Twitter. For the past couple months or so, Logan Paul has been getting cooked and ratioed on Twitter on a seemingly daily basis by Dylan Dennis and his employment of meme warfare.
Yeah, Dylan's been going like crazy. Like I haven't read any of it. I've just heard tangentially about how crazy this shit is getting, and it's getting crazy. And Logan Paul is just getting roasted. I do know that. And I just it's absolutely insane to me just what's happening with him and why like so many people care about who he's marrying, and like it's just weird to me.
Now, the Logan Paul Dylan Dennis beef has actually been heating up for years, and the lore behind that deserves its own video. But there's been some very interesting
I have no idea about the lore behind this.
Years, and the lore behind that deserves its own video. But there's been some very interesting accusations being thrown on both sides. Mainly, Logan Paul being on steroids in preparation for this boxing match.
Yeah, I have not heard. I'm gonna full disclosure here. That is one that I had not heard. No idea. I had no idea that people thought Logan Paul was on steroids. It does make sense though. They're both snake oil salesmen. Yeah. Maybe him and Shang Tsung are friends. They're both snake oil salesmen. Ha! That's true. That's very true. I could see Logan Paul and Shang Tsung hanging out. You know, like Logan Paul trying to be his bodyguard and some shit.
Well, leading up to this fight, Logan Paul has released various pictures and videos in which his physique looks, in my opinion, drastically different. Now, maybe if you're an untrained person or a parasocial 12-year-old, you can chalk up Logan's recent gains to drinking more bottles of Prime.
A parasocial 12-year-old. I love that. Oh, fuck, man. That was funny.
But I know a fake natty when I see one, and Logan Paul is off the goop. But I know a fake natty when I see one.
That's I was like, did I hear that right? Yes, I did.
And Logan Paul is off the goop. Let's take a look at all the different steroid accusations coming Logan's way. Then maybe we can come to our own conclusion as to what changed.
Educate says I do steroids.
I think he's on a bunch of steroids.
Yeah, so those aren't allowed in the sports that I do.
Yeah, everybody knows that, Logan, and that doesn't mean that the people who do steroids don't do them. They're not like, oh shit, that's not allowed? Oh boy, I better stop doing steroids now.
Boxing or WWE. So go yourself.
Can I?
That's a big long
Wonder
pause.
Bros from Ohio, he's so fucking corny. What sort of response is this? Push his glasses forward? Well, actually, I don't use steroids because they're not allowed in the sports that I compete in.
Yeah, that is the dumbest shit ever. That's like being hauled into the police station for robbing somebody and going, well, you know, robbery's illegal, so I don't do that. Like, no shit, it's illegal. That's why you're at the cop house, the cop shop.
As if that stopped anyone ever. Hello? It's so obvious he's talking to literal children. The top comment on this post just sums up my thoughts exactly. The WWE doesn't allow steroids the same way weed isn't technically legal in Amsterdam.
Yeah. Facts. Straight up facts. There is nothing else to say about that.
Steroids are not allowed in the WWE. How fucking dense do you think people are? The thing to note about Logan Paul is he is probably a contractually obliged celebrity slave of.
Well, also, to answer your question about how dense he thinks people are, he still thinks that people, well, he still thinks the majority of people think the WWE is real.
Of course, Logan Paul is not going to run around on WWE's behalf and come clean about steroid use, because that would affect the entire organization's business model. Because children look up to these wrestlers and think it's real.
Yeah. Literally the only people who still think WWE is real are kids. And even most kids, if they have good parents, the parents will be like, "No, dude, that's not real."
There's just two reasons holding me back from calling out Logan Paul and boxing him. Number one, I don't fight fake natties. Number two,
I would not fight fake natties.
It's real. There's just two reasons holding me back from calling out Logan Paul and boxing him. Number one, I don't fight fake natties. Number two, I would knock him out faster than I fall asleep on my mattress.
You really would, Philion, and I
Which is why it's the best compromise for everyone. Personally, over that comes to you. Get fit sleep trial. Payment plan bed. Check out during this video. Next up, we got Zerka and Bradley Martin discussing.
Fucking Zerka, no, really? Zerka, oh, come on, Philion.
To Helix for sponsoring this video. Next up, we got Zerka and Bradley Martin discussing both Paul brothers' alleged steroid use.
It was about the steroids.
Right. In his eyes, he looked like he was telling the truth. It was genuine, not like Jake. When Jake's asked about roids, Woodley, I don't know. Have you seen it? And plus, Jake's head grew as much as mine did after roids.
In his eyes, Logan looks like he's telling the truth. What does that even mean? What are you, like his eyes are telling me that he's telling the truth.
He was telling the truth about CryptoZoo, too.
What kind of shit is that for Zerka to say after Zerka makes all these Yeah. Zerka said that about Logan Paul. His eyes, he looked genuine in his eyes. Not like Jake.
He says this well-dressed as Mario. And, hey, honey.
Yeah?
Turn around.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Wait, Zerka's dressed as Mario right now? Oh my god.
Pimples and like you. Jake,
I don't care, regardless. I'm
Jake
curious.
aged like 10 years in a year.
I'm just
like, get off the
curious.
Anadrol, bro. Anadrol's destroying.
So you think Logan didn't take gear?
But here's the thing.
I think he did.
I think he did.
Wait. You just said you don't think Logan did because his eyes were genuine, but now you said he thinks... You think that... You think that he... I'm confused.
Because I saw Derek more plates.
I think he did 100%. Bro, I've been around this for.
Well, if one brother's doing
years.
it, the other. Like, Jake is so.
If one brother's doing it, the other
the
one
head
is?
size, the beard. He got older than his dad. He looks good, though. He's a good-looking guy now. And when Jake is asked and pressed by Woodley, go look at his reaction. Fear and terror. Every time Jake has to talk about PEDs, fear and terror, Logan almost like no fear. Maybe because he's a dumb blonde. Like, oh, what are you asking?
The annoying thing.
Why is Zerka, like, sucking Logan Paul's dick so hard? I don't understand. What the fuck was that about?
About all of this is we never get a clear answer. But more recently, Logan Paul had an appearance on Andrew Scholl's podcast, Flagrant. And besides Andrew absolutely glazing Logan the entire time and borderline fondling him.
By the way, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
I love you guys.
Ew.
It's always a good time kicking it with the boys.
You're doing great.
Thanks.
Look at them.
Yeah, bro, I wasn't engaged. Now I'm engaged.
Yo, you are, dude. I'm fucking engaged.
What are you doing?
I'm putting the gay in engaged.
What are you doing?
Dude.
What the fuck? gay shit is this?
He got D's, bro.
Wait, did he? Why would there be stress between us? Andrew.
I felt the arm.
Yes.
No, I felt the arms.
No, look what happened.
Very vascular.
Y'all always taking me out of context.
There we go. There we go.
Guess what I did that night that I went to Jake's fight? Man, I'm cooked. I'm cooked. It was 10 rounds.
It's actually hard to watch because you can see Logan get visibly uncomfortable
This
whenever
is-
Andrew just gropes him.
That's what I did that night.
And on the other hand,
Why is it, what the fuck? Why is Logan being groped by men? This is weird. Why is this happening? Like, I'm okay with it if they're okay with it. But if they're not okay with it, why is this
you
happening?
have one of the co-hosts, Alex, seemingly the only one with balls, actually press Logan Paul during this entire podcast. To the point in which Logan Paul actually gets pressed.
I feel like you don't fuck with me.
I love you. No, I really do. I fuck with you. I
But
really
wait,
do.
but
I
wait,
just
but-
like trolling you a little bit. It's fun.
But way better.
Yo, way better?
Way.
Okay, maybe not way, buddy. Clearly.
He lied about that. He lied about wanting to go 8, 10, 12 rounds. He won't do it. He lied about the bet. He lied about me denying Olympic level drug testing. He just.
What is I don't understand all of these out of context clips. I don't get all this dick measuring bullshit. Gay, right? Thank you, Cannibalistic Wizard.
Oh, really? Did he want to do, did you not care about the drug test?
I don't give a fuck.
For context, there is no drug test in place for his boxing match against Dylan Dennis. But I don't even know if that would matter, considering some of the compounds top-level athletes take are in and out of your system in a matter of hours.
Wait, really?
I don't give a fuck. Yo.
Nah, you gotta care.
Bro, you have to be on something. You're
very
looking
jacked.
crazy.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm being serious. You have to be on something.
Shut up, Andy.
Can
Come on,
you
dude.
can you just?
There's nothing-
Rogan has admitted to it. Like, have you ever taken testosterone in your life?
You've never taken testosterone in your life. Really? Never at all, ever, once. I can't tell, obviously, by sight, but I don't believe
Peptides, a
that.
little peptide thing.
Guys.
I'm trying to be nice.
Creatine. Creatine.
I'm trying.
Guys,
Bro,
This is bullshit.
I think,
Milton?
I
Where's
think
Milton? This is chicken and rice, bro? This is a Puerto Rican diet? I've never
I've
seen a
been-
Puerto Rican with abs in my life.
Prime.
it's honestly it's because I drink Prime.
It's honestly because I drink Prime. Oh, fuck off. Yes, your energy drink is why.
Liver
Yes.
King, let's go.
I know, but yeah, it's really liver king shit, right? Like, come on, stop.
All you have to do is take one look at the comment section or like to dislike ratio to see how much people hate Logan Paul. And even more so, the fact that Andrew Schulz sucked him off the entire episode.
I don't know who that guy is, but yeah, that was really uncomfortable and weird. I don't understand.
I don't mind doing 8 rounds.
That
I'll
was
control
disturbing.
rounds.
They respond to us,
Of
bro.
course. You think I would? I was the one saying was do 8, 10 rounds.
Will you do 8 rounds?
Bro, look at your arms. You came in last like 2 minutes.
Will
bro.
you do
rounds.
8?
Yeah, sure. Will you
That
do,
sounds so gay. Will you do 8 rounds? Will you do 8 rounds with me? Ugh.
You saw the testing?
I will do a USADA test.
Yeah, okay.
If you do an
Take a
STD
piss right
test.
now, you'll piss right
If
through the
you
cup.
do an STD test.
If
and the
you do
result
an
is public,
STD
I will
test,
do a
what the fuck does that have to do with? Okay.
USADA test.
Notice how Logan never actually denies it. He just flips it back on Dylan and says, if you take an STD test, I'll take a USADA test.
Okay,
I
sure.
saw you go on full send and brag about having 1,500 bodies. First off, that's grotesque. You're vile.
1,500 bodies. That's not that can't be true. That's just a hyperbolic statement.
Clear,
right?
Where do you find these gremlins? How do you find 1,500 gremlins to have sex with you?
Whatever compounds Logan is taking, his body is having a really hard time hiding it. His traps are separated from his neck. His triceps look constantly flexed as if he just got done fucking milking a cow. His biceps look so grainy.
Oh, goddamn, the description Philion is giving. Oh my god. His triceps are constantly flexed like he just got done milking a cow.
And full, it makes no sense. And boxing, in and of itself, is not conducive to building new muscle mass. Sure, if you go into boxing with a lot of muscle on your frame, you'll tighten up and lean out. But my God, Logan Paul looks like he's a fucking mutant at this point. I don't know who he's trying to fool. This picture alone makes him look absolutely ridiculous.
Back to place.
Ridiculous next to Israel Adesanya and Alexander Volkanovski. His biceps alone are the size of Volkanovski's Chrome Dome.
God
he looks like
damn.
a cartoon character. Bro is inflated. Now this picture, which is a walking Prime advertisement, set off all the alarms in my head. Bro's cephalic veins are thicker than my cock on a Tuesday afternoon. Hell.
Why on a Tuesday? What? I don't want to know what happens on Tuesdays.
What the fuck is this picture? In all honesty, Logan Paul in this picture is under 10% body fat while holding on to all of his muscle mass. That would not happen, and it sure as shit would not happen year-round. He doesn't even compete or train for hypertrophy. I don't know how he has this physique.
I'm not on steroids.
Because he's on steroids.
Or train for hypertrophy. I don't know how he has this physique.
I'm not on steroids. I don't know how many times I need to clarify this. I don't know why we aren't doing USADA or VADA testing.
Well, yeah, because
the conversation was never had between
because
me and
JJ
Dylan.
is doing it with
I'm more than happy to do it.
Well, there you have it, folks. Logan Paul is
He's
not
more
on
than
steroids.
happy to do
Why?
it, huh?
Because he said, I'm not on
Then
steroids.
he should do it. He should do it instead of just going, yeah, I'm fine.
I also find it ironic that Logan Paul was eager to call out the Liver King for his steroid use, but when it comes to his own, it's the same game. Lie, lie, lie. Deny, deny, deny. Oops, it came out. Liver King was on steroids the whole time.
Who's Liver King? Why does that sound familiar?
Wonder if it's a matter of time before Logan Paul gets the same treatment.
We got to talk about Liver King. Do you know that our podcast was the first public forum where he was asked about doing steroids and then he got exposed?
Ew, raw liver? How did he not die?
For being on a float.
I knew something wasn't right after watching all these clips because my third eye started to vibrate, and I knew there had to be a small piece of evidence that points to Logan Paul at least being familiar with steroids. Interestingly enough, the topic of testosterone replacement therapy, or TRT, comes up quite a lot on Impulsive. Logan's lapdog Mike Maliak, is on TRT. Now in my head, your hormones gotta be all sorts of fucked up if you're considering TRT and you're not an old man.
Yeah, that is true. Unless you are, like, your pituitary gland is fucked up, or, like, you are medically having a testosterone issue, you should not be on TRT.
I started on a moderate dose, but then found that I was doing very well with a very low dose. So I do
twice a week.
I'm twice a week. Some people say some people do every day through thigh as opposed to the butt, and you can do it painlessly to yourself if you want. I've been doing just fine with twice a week. Once a week, not as well because you do start to trough.
Yep.
Meanwhile, his best friend Logan, who makes millions of dollars a year off of what he looks
Logan sounds like he knows exactly what he's talking about.
like, is not on TRT. Okay. Riddle me this. If Logan Paul is natty here, what would he look like on steroids?
Yeah.
Almost a year ago, Logan had Rob Dyrdek on his podcast, and they talked about a wide range of topics. But near the end of the episode, they talked about biohacking and living forever.
What in the fuck is biohacking? Seriously, I've never been able to figure that out. What the fuck is biohacking? Like, is that whole upload your consciousness into a hard drive shit? Or like, am I missing something here?
And this is what Logan had to say about increasing his longevity.
Crazy to think, you're talking about being peak physical health at 55, and it's crazy to think that that's not even half of your life based on your own personal goals. You want to live to be 112.
That's correct.
I want to live to be 150. And I think I'll be able to do it. I honestly think I'll be able to do it.
Why?
Peptides and stem cells.
Yeah.
Are you on stem cells?
No, I'm
Are
not
you
on stem cells
that?
or peptides.
You're
But
not on either
No.
test?
But no.
NAD plus?
No.
God damn.
This surprises
Somadome?
me.
The only thing he's on
you
is
strike
a
me as a
spoon.
biohacker, not a somadomer.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, it's like I do my blood work every year. But
Why do these people sound like they're these weird genetic manipulated I like mutant I don't even know how to describe what I'm hearing right now. This is weird.
but I've found
We do it every week.
Every
Once a
quarter,
week.
I do my blood work.
right. So
What was that? Peptide Paul? Logan Paul familiar with stem cells and peptides? Mike Maliak chirping in, you're not on test? And why the fuck would Logan Paul do his blood work every quarter? You see, this...
That is weird. Like, either he sleeps with a lot of people without protection and needs to do his blood work all the time, or he's on steroids.
Got me thinking, like a dog to a bone, Peptide Paul is not escaping the third eye of truth. Now, Logan Paul didn't explicitly say that he uses stem cells or peptides in this instance, but he was surprised that Rob Dyrdek doesn't use them. In fact, he said, "You don't use either of them?"
Yeah, he was very surprised. He was like, "What? You don't do either. You don't do this or this? What?"
no, I'm not on stem cells or peptides. But
You're not on either.
No.
Now, it's no secret, Logan Paul has said it himself, that he uses stem cells to recover for his WWE injuries.
How does that? Okay, wait. How is it legal for that shit to happen, but it's not legal for people like me to have like organs and shit regrown?
And it seems to be getting more and more common for top-level athletes to be using stem cell therapy as a way to regenerate or recover faster from any injuries they incur. Logan Paul is no different. He snapped up his knee in the WWE, and a couple weeks of stem cell therapy, he can walk fine. But what about peptides? Now, I did some digging and actually found a doctor that Logan Paul has used in the past and maybe still uses today. So this video exists deep on Facebook, and it's Logan Paul shouting out his doctor's daughter for being a fan. And
His doctor's daughter? Wow. Yeah, sure, I'll give you a peptide injection if you shout out my kid.
in fact, it's Dr. Raj, celebrity stem cell specialist and orthopedic surgeon.
Hey, what up, Sonia? It's your boy Logan. Heard you're a fan of my stuff, so thank you for watching. 12 years old. That's a good age. Stay at school, stay focused, and tell your dad I said thank
That
you
is
for keeping me
so
nice and healthy
goddamn
and
cringy.
All right,
Oh my
peace.
god.
This video was posted in 2020, but if we go to Dr. Raj's website, maybe we can see what his practice is about. We can see he offers not only stem cell therapy, but peptide therapy. Peptides are essentially strings of amino acids, or the building blocks of protein, that can be injected subcutaneously to provide different functions based on whichever peptide you're getting. And
Yeah, I've also heard of this, like this stuff. You can take peptides or BCAAs in like shake like drinks and stuff too.
yes, they can increase lean muscle mass. And they are, without a doubt, performance-enhancing drugs. If you Control F or Command F to search the page of what peptide therapy can do for you, you get 15 results for the word muscle. And you guessed it, peptides are banned substances in professional sports.
I'm shocked. Almost as if he's actually doing the thing that he said he's not doing.
Ready for this? This is my impression of Logan Paul getting his peptides from Dr. Raj. I've been waiting all day, Dr. Raj. Give me my stem cells. I need my peptides. Call me Peptide Paul.
Fucking Philion. That's great. Okay. We're gonna do the be right back screen. I will be right back. I'm gonna grab some water, and so I will see you in a moment. Okay. Let's move along. The hell? Where did all my shit go? The fuck? Where the fuck did my shit go? Okay. The fuck? What the fuck happened to all my windows?
Yeah, you're on the wrong screen. Hit escape. Okay, now Alt-Tab. Close that tab. You went to the problem is you opened your music tab on the same window as all the other stuff. So you have to close that tab. There you go.
Okay. That was weird. That's never happened before. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go to this one here. We're gonna learn about the evil wife. I think Pinkalo and I were watching this earlier.
I just watched an extremely interesting case presented by the Law and Crime Trial Network that I just had to share with all of you because it really feels like the plot line to a late 90s soap opera. It's got an evil wife, and let me tell you, she's a real battle axe, and she's hatched a nefarious plan to poison her husband
Oh no, this is not the one that Pinkalo and I were watching.
for life insurance money, allegedly. I hate that I have to use the word here because the overwhelming amount of video evidence and everything makes it very clear that that's what was going on, but apparently you gotta say that word when talking about something like this. But anyway.
Well, until the conviction comes down, yes.
That's not where the whole story stops because the husband becomes aware of it, but can't act on it right away, so has to continue to play along with the woman that's actively trying to kill him. And then when he eventually takes it to authorities, they initially don't act on it, so then he has to gather even more evidence. It's just so fucking wild, and I just have to show this to all of you. Because this really does feel almost make-believe. It feels like something Darman would write if instead of making, you know, don't judge a book by its cover videos, he made murder
I'm not super rich. No, I'm
mysteries.
A military wife is
Oh,
now
God.
charged with attempted first-degree homicide.
A military wife. Of course it's a fucking military wife.
After her husband allegedly caught her on camera pouring bleach into his coffee maker.
What the fuck? Lady, are you really okay? Bleach? Seriously? You're gonna use bleach? You couldn't use something a little bit less obvious tasting?
He says it was all to get life insurance benefits.
It really does make
Jesus
me giggle
Christ.
every time allegedly is thrown out in a case like this where you can
Yeah, into the coffee maker. Like that's not gonna be noticed. Like when she makes the coffee with the bleach, like you wouldn't smell it. Also, is she trying to fucking chlorine gas herself? Jesus.
where you can actually
fuck.
just watch it happen on the fucking Jumbotron. And especially with this one, because the husband was super thorough with all of the hidden cameras he set up. So you can get like a 360-degree video of all the poisoning attempts. You got every goddamn cinematic angle imaginable, and yet still allegedly poisoning attempts. Again, I fully understand why they have to keep saying that word here, because she hasn't been found guilty in court yet of all of the charges. But I mean,
Yet.
it's pretty clear.
Yet being the operative word.
The answer to this game of Clue is Feliciano in the kitchen with the bleach and coffee maker. Like, we can tell.
The man, quote, suspected someone was tampering with his coffee, and in May 2023, while still in Germany, he set up a camera in his house.
No, I can't really hear what's going on, but
The husband alleged his wife used bleach as a form of poison, storing the chemical.
she like into the back where the water. Jesus.
Under the sink.
This is one of many videos that capture her pouring bleach into his coffee pot. So he became alert to something a bit off about his coffee and suspected tampering with it. And I imagine he was able to taste something was wrong immediately.
Yeah, it's bleach. Like, how could you not know, like, notice, like, this coffee tastes. Yeah.
Bleach is like one of the most agitating chemicals you can ever fucking ingest. Like, coffee is not going to disguise it. It's not like the perfect Trojan horse to
No.
deliver bleach into your system. You'd probably take a single sip and immediately go, pooey, yucko, wow, like, ouch, that doesn't taste like coffee, it tastes like fucking poison.
Yeah. Even with a small amount of. It smells and tastes. It's so strong.
You would have better luck shitting into his coffee pot and hoping he doesn't notice. There's at least a chance coffee can mask poop, but not bleach. Like, even if you have no taste buds, you would probably feel something is wrong with your coffee.
Yeah, you'd feel the burn. Like the actual chemical burn. It would hurt.
With bleach being mixed into it. So immediately, I imagine, he was tipped off that something was very awry here. So he set up the camera. I don't know if
Good
he
for
immediately
him.
suspected it was his wife. Maybe he thought there was some kind of like burglar coming in to fuck with him and pour
I don't
bleach
know,
into his coffee
man.
pot or something. I don't know if he immediately started.
If it's just me and my spouse and my coffee tastes like bleach, I'm not gonna think there's some random nefarious burglar.
To point fingers at his wife. I imagine he probably did, because I mean, who the fuck else is gonna break in there and pour coffee or pour bleach into the coffee, unless it's like the Tooth Fairy out for revenge or something. So I don't know how surprised he was to see that, but I still imagine that was traumatizing to know that the person that you are married to, the person that is the most important person in your life, is actively trying to kill you.
Court.
Yeah, especially Like, and it adds an extra layer of fuck you if you're, you know, in service to your country and your wife is trying to fucking kill you.
Documents state that at the time, during May 2023, the husband, quote, stopped drinking the coffee but continued to pretend to drink it as he did not want to make a report of this while in Germany. He said he knew his wife would continue poisoning him and wanted to submit a report while in the U.S.
This is such an interesting conundrum. So he didn't want to make the report while in Germany and continues to fake drink the coffee, playing a game of pretend here, and then also, I assume, pretending that everything's okay in the marriage between them, even though he knows in the back of his head his fucking wife is trying to kill him.
This is... How do you pretend that shit? Like, knowing that your wife is trying to kill you, and then just be like, yeah, everything's cool.
And his wife doesn't know that he knows, so she continues to make attempts to poison him. When I try and picture this situation in my head, I immediately just start thinking about the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yes! Yes, exactly. I was about to say Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Exactly, Charlie.
Without, like, the guns. So instead of, like, dumping lead at each other, shooting at each other, it's his wife really insisting on trying the coffee. A new recipe, perhaps. So, and he's just like, oh, this is good, very good, but he knows.
1 month later, in late June, the family returned to the United States and was stationed at an Air Force base in Tucson, Arizona. At that point, additional cameras were set up. Video captures Feliciano Johnson pour something into the coffee pot and look over her shoulder to see if anyone is watching.
Oh, Jesus. Really? You're just like, you're gonna pour the bleach in and be like, oh, shit. Did anyone see me? No?
By early July, her husband reported his findings to the Tucson Police Department.
So this ruse continued for over a month, with the husband pretending to keep drinking the coffee, giving his best Oscar-winning acting performance. Honey, this coffee is so good. Wow, delectable. Rubbing his tummy, all of that. I also can't help but wonder if he tried to, like, mess with her a little bit. Not trying to poison her, obviously, but, like, make her believe that the poison was working. Like, did he start faking a sickness or something?
Did he start pretending to vomit? Did he, like... oh, my stomach hurts. Oh.
Start, you know, making it seem as though he was falling ill in order to see how she'd respond. Like, he just, you know, puts a thermometer in his mouth and he's, like, looking real pale and he's like, oh, babe, I don't know what's going on. I'm not feeling too good. Making a bunch of, like, coughing noises to see how she reacts to it, to try and catch her with, like, joy in her eye that her plan is working.
I totally, if I thought that somebody was trying to kill me, I would totally do that shit.
Or if he just simply kept drinking this, or pretending to drink the coffee, and his wife must have thought that he was fucking immortal, just legitimately immune to poison.
Die?
Which is a pretty scary thought, and pretty concerning considering he lived with her and went through this for over a month now with someone actively trying to murder him. And if she really thought that bleach had no effect on him, like he was just built different, bleach doesn't work, I just would be worried that she'd try other things that maybe he didn't pick up on, or wouldn't have picked up on if it continued, you know what I mean?
Anyway, was he just relying on his, like, physical strength or something? Like, if she tried a physical approach?
He gathered all this evidence and then he brought it to the authorities.
Showed the officers at the front desk the video, but since you could not clearly see what she was pouring into the coffee maker, the report was taken with no follow-up. At that point, he purchased additional cameras disguised as fire alarms. He set them up in the laundry room and in the kitchen area where the coffee maker was located.
So he's got the stuff, you know, the cameras where the bleach would be, and he's got the cameras where the coffee maker.
So it wasn't actionable evidence because they couldn't clearly see what she was pouring into the coffee maker. So the guy says, all right, fuck it, check this out then. You need more? I got you with more. So he sets up a ton of cameras, gets every possible angle here. He's got so many cameras set up, he could probably render his whole house in VR with this kind of setup.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how she didn't notice the cameras. That's what I'm trying to figure out. How did she not know that there were a whole bunch of cameras in the house?
So he's got everything covered. Now you...
Are they? Don't they have lights? No? Oh.
You can clearly see that she's pouring bleach into the coffee maker in certain videos, and he even goes a step further by conducting his own at-home experiments to confirm his theory.
I can't hear what he's saying. Hold on.
Normal. It smells. I can smell it. I can smell it.
He can smell it. Okay, yeah. That's what he's saying. He's saying I can smell it.
Soapy. Tate, you're gonna see purple. Boom.
Science,
Purple.
bitch. Now we're breaking bad here.
Purple, I guess because of the chemical reaction with the coffee and the bleach.
So he's got even more proof, not only with the video evidence of his wife pouring bleach into his coffee pot, but now he is confirming the presence of the bleach in the coffee pot even after having it drained all day and all of that. Now he has an overwhelming amount of proof against his wife.
Feliciano Johnson was caught on camera multiple times, appearing to pour bleach in the laundry room, walking it into the next room, and then pouring it into the coffee maker.
Oh, fuck, Jesus Christ. Like, you can't even, she's just pouring a cup of bleach and then carrying it back into the kitchen like everything's fine. She's like, yeah, I normally walk around with cups of bleach in my hand. It's cool, it's fine, it's totally normal.
After collecting multiple videos that showed her allegedly pouring the bleach into the machine, Feliciano Johnson was arrested on July 18th.
I'm assuming she...
This is reminding me of the time I tried to clean the coffee maker with CLR, but it was just the bathroom CLR and not the kitchen CLR. And I ran it through the coffee maker with water and like you would do with vinegar and water. And we had to throw out the coffee maker because we didn't want to die. And then we made jokes about what would happen if some random person found a coffee maker on the side of the road and was like, oh, look, a free coffee maker. Yeah, that...
I think she did all of this while the husband wasn't home because she is pouring the bleach in the laundry room and walking it to the kitchen, so literally walking through the house with bleach in her hand. If the husband ever saw that, she would immediately know that he would know that something is really fucking foul going on here.
Or she's like, oh shit, I made a mess in the kitchen, I've got bleach.
Why are you transporting bleach around the house? Like, what could possibly be the excuse, you know? Oh, babe, you're home, it's great to see you. What do you mean, why is the bleach in my hand? Oh, actually, I just wanted you to just take a peek at it real quick. Just tell me, does the bleach smell weird? Splash.
Oh my god.
You know, like, there's really not a whole lot of wiggle room for an excuse on why you're transporting bleach from the laundry room to the coffee maker. So, again, I assume he just wasn't present for it. But then it makes it really interesting watching the footage here because she keeps looking over her shoulder. So it's an interesting look into the human psyche and kind of just basic human instinct, where when you're doing something fucked up, when you're doing something diabolical, for some reason you just can't help but double check your surroundings to make sure no one's peeking in on you, even when you're completely alone.
There goes Charlie's Keurig. I can hear it in the background. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's too funny. Oh my god. Okay, I know I said if I have the energy and I'm under 2 hours, I'm gonna switch to Mortal Kombat, but I fucking can't sit or stand. I need to go lie down somewhere. I'm fucking hurting. I don't... Yes, I'm gonna play first thing in the morning for coffee and combat, but I wanted to do a Just Chatting. I wanted to show you guys those videos because I thought they would be funny. And I also wanted to show you the Melissa Landsman thing because I was glad to see that she got to start question period today. And I hope that she kind of backs up for Pierre Poilievre. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.